These four signs will soon take place. The history of the Bible begins with the creation of the earth and ends with the end of the world. We are unique because we know how it will all end. Jesus instructed us to watch and pray, not by waiting for him in the clouds, but by observing the signs he provided. While on the Mount of Olives, his disciples asked him about the signs of his return and the end of the world. Jesus warned them about deception, false messiahs, wars, famines, earthquakes, and persecutions. He emphasized that these are just the beginning of birth pains. Followers of Christ will face hatred and betrayal, and sin will be rampant, but those who endure will be saved. The gospel will be preached throughout the world, and then the end will come. Jesus referenced the prophet Daniel about the sacrilegious object standing in the holy place, signaling believers to flee to safety. There will be unprecedented anguish, but for the sake of God's chosen ones, that time will be shortened. False prophets and messiahs will try to deceive many, but his return will be unmistakable, like lightning flashing from the east to the west. After this time of anguish, cosmic disturbances will occur. The sun and moon will go dark, stars will fall, and the heavens will be shaken. Then the sign of the Son of Man will appear in the heavens, and he will come with power and great glory, gathering his chosen ones from all over the world. Jesus used the fig tree as an analogy, stating that just as budding leaves signal the approach of summer, these signs indicate that his return is near. Though no one knows the exact day or hour, not even the angels or the sun, we must be prepared. Jesus outlined four key signs of his return. Disasters in the world, such as wars, famines, and earthquakes, which are intensifying. Changes within the church, a decline in genuine faith, and the widespread preaching of the gospel. Distress in Jerusalem, marked by the rise of a tyrant in the holy city. Cosmic signs including the darkening of the sun and moon and the falling of stars, preceding his return. The time is coming. Revelation 19:20 tells us that the beast and the false prophet will be captured and thrown into the lake of fire for deceiving those who received the mark of the beast. Traditionally, the mark has been imagined as a physical symbol like a chip or barcode. However, an alternative perspective suggests the mark may already be active as an ideological influence. 7 represents perfection. 6 symbolizes imperfection. 3 sixes signifies complete imperfection, reflecting the enemy's flawed works. Today, certain ideologies are required to participate in the economy, indicating the mark of the beast could be an ideological concept. 3 scenarios of ideological influence. The Antichrist may mandate a one-world Bible that omits Jesus, persecuting those who reject it. Accepting this would symbolize taking the mark of the beast. Forced idolatry, Revelation 13:15 suggests people will be compelled to worship an animated statue of the beast, rejecting God to avoid persecution. Churches might be forced to tolerate unbiblical behaviors and ideologies, leading believers to accept worldly practices over godly principles. These scenarios emphasize the potential for the mark to be ideological, requiring conformity to beliefs contrary to biblical truths. The Antichrist's rise may appear benign, luring people into false security, much like fish attracted to a shiny lure. Vigilance and spiritual watchfulness believers are called to be vigilant, guarding their hearts and minds against deception. This involves constant prayer and a strong relationship with Christ to avoid being swayed by false teachings. 5 commands for believers. Be alert for Christ's return. Matthew 24:42. Pray against temptation. Guard against all forms of sin and false gospels. Matthew 26:41. Stay focused on Christ to withstand end-time trials. Luke 21:36. Be sober-minded. Live self-controlled lives to pray effectively. 1 Peter 4:7. Preach the gospel and fulfill God's ministry. 2 Timothy 4:5. As we navigate uncertain times, our primary focus should be on Jesus Christ. While being aware of world events and biblical prophecies is important, ensuring our personal relationship with Christ is paramount. Spiritual discernment, guided by the Holy Spirit, helps us align with God's will, enabling us to navigate life's challenges and remain faithful in our walk with God. Christians must act as watchmen, guarding against sin and deception and staying focused on Jesus Christ. Spiritual discernment allows us to understand God's will and stay aligned with it. The Holy Spirit helps us navigate the spiritual realities of our lives, ensuring we follow God's path. Each believer should pray for discernment and remain vigilant, especially in these uncertain times.